welcome back, Clay, back to another banger. Some very interesting information is passed upon us. BLM is spending millions of dollars on luxury homes, mansions.
They're under more scrutiny over how it's spending donors' money, as a new report claims Black Lives Matter leaders used $6 million in donations to buy a massive, beautiful California mansion. Scratch my head, you know. After the summer of 2020, we'd heard that Black Lives Matter took in $90 million, and we wondered what they were going to spend the money on. Now we know they spent $6 million on a mansion for themselves.
The purchase of the nearly $6 million home had not been previously reported, and BLM officials tried to keep its existence a secret from a journalist looking into a transaction. According to the reports, the organization tried to kill the story about the home, which is referred to initially as the campus, while one strategy memo reportedly suggested it may be used as an influencer house where artists can congregate. Reportedly, the house is a 6,500 square foot spread with more than 6 bedrooms and baths, a fireplace, a pool, and parking for more than 20 cars. I swear to Agent, I swear. So this actually already existed.
And they removed this video.
The video.
This video right here, the screenshot was on her channel. It's removed now. And this was allegedly that house.
Bro, just look at they got a chimney outside, bro. Look in the back behind her.
Like,
so they bought the house, tried to hide the house. The house is so fucking big that they call it a campus.
So you making everybody look bad. It's a movement that needs to exist, but this specific org called BLM is buying luxury mansions in the most expensive state with y'all donations. Isn't that fucked up?
She said, what if I answered the fucking call?
Oh my God, I'm gonna pass out.
Yo, play back. Welcome back. We here with another banger. Eight of the table is trying to answer the age-old question about marriage and prenups, and is marriage an insurance policy for women?
I feel like if you're gonna invest in Shorty and you already thinking like, oh, she's gonna leave me when she gets on, she's gonna leave me. So every move that you make, every benefit that you allow her to have, you have to make sure it's benefiting you at the long run.
So you're with the person now because you think you're on a certain pedestal and they're not. And once they surpass you or get on the same level, they don't need you anymore. So that's a problem within yourself. You cannot think like that.
If I put all my eggs in this basket and this basket breaks, where do I end up?
Now, if
so
a
let
woman,
let me put some type of protection in myself.
You're just projecting at that point.
No, I'm not.
Can I say one more thing real quick?
Bruh,
He's not.
look, yo.
I don't even know what they're saying, but no, he's not.
Look, A&P business.
Yes.
We got a business, man. It's an LLC.
Yes.
Now, A&P has business insurance, general business insurance. We have errors and emissions insurance. We have renters insurance. That's not because I think we need him. It's not because I think we'll ever need him. It's just, if we do need him, it'll be fucking fantastic to have him. You know what I'm saying? So, in the same sense,
It's also not projections.
people acting like being preventative is like,
a negative thing.
A man can have sex until he fucking dies and makes kids damn near that whole
she's
time.
bad, bro.
A female is
What?
I'm trying to hear what she's about to say, because it sound like she's about to say some nut shit. No cap.
actually sacrificing more because we don't get our
say it
looks
again.
near
Say
that
it
whole
again. Say it
time.
in
A
full.
man
Say it
can
in
have
full.
sex until he fucking dies and makes kids damn near that whole time. A female is actually sacrificing more because we don't get our looks back, our tits start sagging, our ass starts getting flat. We ain't got time to be playing with y'all like that.
So stop
no,
playing.
no, marry me or let me keep it moving because at the end of the day, I can't keep playing these games like y'all can keep playing these games.
Yeah, but you ain't.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's a sacrifice as well. Give me my insurance because I'm taking care of your kids. That shit is hard. I'm taking care of the home. You got somewhere cozy and clean to come home to. Because if you were by yourself, you would just come home to your pissy ass toilet, your half a fucking shower curtain, and that's how you got to live. But when you have a female, she's gonna take care of home and make sure everything's.
You know why? You know why we got half a shower curtain?
This is already so fucking
Marcel,
dumb, bro.
this lady
this is
here-
so fucking dumb.
This lady
Everything
here, love.
she said was so dumb.
She believes that the value she provides putting a shower curtain on the shower is so, it just transcends
Yeah, it's so mind
all your hard
everything.
work at the workplace.
Oh my god.
Because she makes it a home. Yo, bro, if it was important, he would just do it.
Hey, we don't care. We're living life perfectly fine. Half of the stuff you talking about is made comfortable for you to live there.
Because you care.
'Cause you
so you're
care.
doing it for you. Stop pretending like you're
I
doing this shit.
was perfectly fine with my pissy toilet for literally 7 years of my life. I'm fine with that. You care about that stuff.
God, that's
So stop
hilarious.
make it seem like it just made my life just completely better.
That's
when
so,
the toilet
isn't that
was clean.
crazy? She could do something for herself and,
and
say she's
also-
doing it for the man.
And also, like, you need to realize, like, you sitting there saying, like, she essentially said, we can't play games when we're young because our looks are going to go. And so, like, that's what we're risking right now.
Which is true.
which is fine, but that's still a you problem because that's essentially saying that's the only value I bring are my looks. So instead of actually working on yourself to provide other things that a man may need, while you're sitting there doing that, work on yourself. Do something else.
You a good space to work in. Our good years are gone. Y'all are still old, getting money and still having young girls, sugar babies and all kinds of stuff and living your best life, driving a Ferrari. And
man, that is a nasty attitude. You know how you can help clean that up?
Oh, man.
By using today's sponsor, Teach Hanley. Teach Hanley is the best when it comes to men's skincare. Helps simplify the whole process and makes it easy to understand.
Today we're recommending you all to be very simple and basic with the level 1 system. In it comes with a daily face wash to get rid of all of the dirt and grimes. We have the 2 times per week exfoliation scrub to make sure you get rid of all that dead skin. And then finally, we got 2 types of moisturizer. You got the AM and the PM.
And it has all those instructions for you right here. You don't have to guess. It lets you know exactly how you can take great care of your skin, and it gives you all the products necessary to make that happen. I've been using Teach Hanley for the better part of the last couple weeks. I've made it part of my AM and PM routine, and they've simplified the whole process for me. And the best part, at least for me, was that it was affordable.
Members of Teach Hanley will get special benefits, including 25% over on retail pricing, cancel at any time you want to. You can customize your box. You get free shipping when you're in the United States.
And because Teach Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they're offering our viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description, and not only will you get Teach Hanley for the best possible price, but they'll also give you a free gift with your first box. Click that link and get started for just $25. And it's a huge thank you to Teach Hanley for sponsoring today's video.
Now, who's projecting at this point?
Yo,
who's projecting?
God.
Now, tell me right now who's projecting.
Bro, when she's young, she's young. When she gets older and he's fucking with someone young, then they're sugar babies.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Crazy. Crazy.
now I'm all older, you know, my ass is sagging, my titties are sagging, and where's my insurance if you didn't marry me? Like, what do I get out of that, out of taking care of you?
I agree with both of y'all, really, reality, because I do agree with everybody know I'm single unless I'm married, all right? So you definitely need to get married. That's your insurance on for a woman. And a man, we just got to know and analyze exactly who we invest in our time to. So if a man don't, and I'm a firm believer of this, if a man don't marry you, which means he's showing you how much he's willing to invest into you. Period. So and now investments for us is kind of a little easy, as what my boy was saying, Rico was saying this, because really, if you were just talking about investing in financial aspect, you don't got to be my wife for me to invest into you. Let's just be clear here, right? But however, if we are together and we trying to, I think a woman's security is marriage. You have to get married.
I was watching a video about healthy and unhealthy relationships, and it was a black man talking, and he said, and he was like, some people love to say, oh, it's just a piece of paper, it don't mean anything. So when you go to sign $1 million contract, don't sign a contract, just take their word for it, right? Because a piece of paper doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but then you can't bring up a contract then.
Yeah.
Because a contract, that's all it is legal protection. So if you want to fuck me over, contracts can give me the right to take you to court and win. This contract right here said I'd win if you did that, and you did that, so I'm gonna take you to court and get what's mine. That's the whole purpose of contracts.
I understand what they're saying in terms of the woman. I mean, they're essentially admitting that a woman's value is at its peak in your 20s and maybe early 30s because off of visual appearance. But then what the thing that I have a problem with is saying that once that is done, like it just is gonna just go to shit, and it's like, I don't necessarily believe that to be true, because at some point in our relationship, I would have to be acknowledgeable of that. I'm in this relationship with you and I'm committed with you long term, beyond just looks and your ability to make children. Like I would have to be, because that's the only way I would commit long term.
To someone long term.
We're going to be long term, making sure you build certain characteristic traits about yourself to where when we get to that point, you don't feel like you're just worthless in this relationship. Because essentially, that's what you are predicting in the relationship. That once we get to 35, 36, 37 plus, that you will be worthless.
The purpose of marriage and contracts in general is to protect both parties. So that's the root of it.
No, it's not.
You know, which is why I say it's to.
Bro, what fucking planet does a marriage contract
I don't know.
protect the financial interests of men? It doesn't.
I don't know what he's talking about.
There's not a single state where that happens.
I don't know what he's talking
That's the whole purpose of a prenup, is for actual financial protection, or beyond that, really. What are we talking about? Right now we're talking about marriage as an insurance policy. Insurance for what? What is the insurance gonna cover?
They're saying it's supposed to ensure the amount of stuff that they put in and invest in a relationship.
You know what marriage is, Lo? Marriage is you and the other person are one. In not just in terms of like your love for one another, but now also legally. That's what you are. You're becoming one.
Yes.
That's the opposite of an insurance policy for either of y'all, right? So like if the woman has more financial interest, then it's not insurance for her, it'd be insurance for the man. And most of the time, women get custody of kids when you have kids, so it'd be an insurance policy for the women to get custody of the kids and potentially charge child support, all of that. So when we talk about insurance, we're talking about what would happen in a worst case scenario. So you saying is marriage an insurance policy for women is basically, the question is admitting that marriage
is a risk for men.
I could be 70 years old and still produce. She can't produce at 70 years old, supposedly, right? But on the flip side of it, if I 100% agree with y'all about protection, right? Getting married to protect y'all. But I also agree that a man should protect himself. If you truly love me, why not sign a prenup?
Okay.
So I can protect myself.
Oh, okay.
It's getting interesting now, Marcel.
And now he's making the point.
So we clarified so far in this video that women should protect themselves by getting married.
Yes.
Now the question was asked: should men protect themselves with a prenup?
Yes.
I'm curious what the response is.
Yeah, I'm saying, so we know it's common in marriage that women get married to men and then have a baby by them and then get a divorce, and she was using this man this whole entire time for money just to be financially secure, right? So that happens. Let's not pretend like that does not happen.
Okay.
So I think that to counter that, why can't men have prenups?
No one said men couldn't have prenups. Now, what are the agreements with the prenup? Are we saying you're leaving with the same thing you came in with, or are you getting half? Like, I feel like that's
the fact that you even dare.
She said you're leaving with half of what you came in with.
Crazy.
Yo, men can't protect themselves. Women can.
Men can protect themselves in a relationship.
She's like, why would you even want to? She's baffled at the idea that, like, why would you want to protect yourself?
Like,
Isn't it? I thought it was love.
Why are you making this financially?
I thought it was love. Like, when it comes to us, the marriage is an insurance policy. We have to protect ourselves, and everyone goes, And then men are like, but prenup to protect our financial interests? But why would you even want to? Why?
Whoa, what's this finance?
I don't. That doesn't even make sense to me.
This is just straight love right now.
Isn't it love? I thought it was love.
Okay.
If Rico's starting a business and I'm answering the phone,
exactly,
and we get married, but the business,
I can't, because this fucking example that they keep bringing up, we're not fucking. Look. Let me go ahead and say this right now. Let me say this right fucking now. We are not talking about this fucking fantasy world where Bonnie and Clyde came up together off the same lick, and then you think that y'all should divvy up the pie. No. We're talking about you as a woman. The same fucking people was talking about giving women allowances. You as a woman was not as financially stable as the man, which is much more common than you and your girlfriend got together and y'all built this business up and you was answering the phones while he was out in the parking lot working on the cars. And then y'all got together and y'all made Mr. and Mrs. Mechanic Shop. No, not that scenario. The scenario where he already had it. He was already financially stable. He was already bringing that to the table. And then when y'all got married, had the child, got divorced, you now say, Mr. Mechanic Shop is now split in half and it's half mine.
You know what's funny?
That's the scenario we talking about. Stop acting like y'all don't know what we talking about.
Marcel, she acknowledged that because she clarified before she said this. You mean half of what you came in with?
Yes.
She didn't even say like what we built. We haven't even gotten into those percentages yet. Also,
you answering the fucking phone.
You answering the phone is worth 50% equity in his business.
You're the receptionist, and I'm actually out there working on the car. You think that you get 50?
To his name, and he become a multi-millionaire. I was helping him start that business. So you're telling
Probably
me
not even getting paid. Yes. What are you talking about?
But I get you. Listen, I'm not disagreeing.
Okay, what
Guess
else?
what? If
You better not.
if you are answering the phones of my company for 10 years or 5 years, let's just say 5 years, right?
A year, bro.
Okay, let's say you're answering the phone for a year of my company, and then I become a multi-millionaire, right? You get the flat rate for that year that you would have.
You get your paycheck, Queen.
Thank you. You get your paycheck. Thank you. You answering the phone call is not an investment to a company. You just work there.
He said that shit like she put up risk.
Yeah, like I was out there and we had to put up some money to get these cars in on the shop. I put that money up for him. No, nigga, he was answering phone calls. You get that paycheck.
Oh wow, this is a crazy combo. I'm loving this video.
You are a shitty person, because do y'all have kids together?
Oh no! He's sitting. Yo, as a man, you want to protect your own interest. You're a horrible person for not sacrificing you and your interest for her.
Oh my God.
But if you ask her to do the same, she's not willing. She can't even see your point of view. He's literally saying, especially when he doesn't need to, because I know he don't see it, that he gets what they're saying, but they refuse to even get what he's saying. Bro, this is a problem, bro.
This is massive.
This is crazy.
This is crazy.
She called him a shitty human over that.
What if I answered that
Guys,
multi-million
I didn't interrupt anybody. I'm just saying.
She said, what is it?
Sit down. Sit down. We're gonna fucking sit through this.
Nigga, she said she answered.
They send contracts to DocuSign. They don't read your contract over the phone, my queen.
God. She said, what if I answered the fucking call?
Oh my God, I'm gonna pass out. Fuck.
Oh my fucking God. This motherfucker.
I ain't never fucking laughed this hard.
Oh my. Oh.
Bro, I can't feel my stomach.
Oh my fucking God, bro.
If they say one more goddamn thing, dog.
It's a fucking banger, dog.
I'm just saying, I didn't interrupt, so I would like to speak, right? My thing is, people have, and I say people, anybody who's getting into relationships have entitlement issues because they contribute, right? Now, you have to understand
That's a really good point.
what you're contributing versus its value. Right, so if
This nigga spitting, this nigga getting to it. That nigga getting to the fucking bag, nigga.
This is a smart guy.
Yes.
I am the owner of a company and my company becomes a multi-million company, it's not because people were answering the phones. That's not, hold on, slow. That's not something that I could not possess or go out and get. Now you are doing it and I am grateful for you, so I'm going to pay you exactly what that job was in this company if you're talking about business. When it comes to like, hey, listen, I'm going to bring you in, right? Okay. I want you to sign a prenup. You're gonna leave with whatever you came with and whatever you've earned. Right? But you see how you do this? So now when it comes to men, for us to protect ourselves, we get shamed on.
Okay, so I'm going to speak for myself.
I'm so happy he said that. Bro, that's not talked about. Is what you contributed and it's real actual value. For some reason, we never talk about that. Because the value of her you contributing shower curtains
is not the same as a nigga bringing home $30,000 every 2 months. Like, that's not the same.
And we're not talking about the same thing. And if you believe your value is so crazy that you need 50% equity in his businesses after y'all wrap it up, then his agent would need 1,200% equity, and his manager would need 1,500% because they was in the trenches negotiating that shit for you.
Can we get something clear here? The hypothetical that they are using, because I keep hearing this hypothetical, doesn't even happen. No one does not run across $1 million company just off of a phone call or within a year's worth of time. That means that more than likely that company was already established and there was already things going. If I had a great year, it had to happen after all of the other shitty years where I had to learn to get to that point. So your factor, whatever you may have done in that 1 year's time, does not then equate to 50% of a company that's existed. Again, most people are not business owners. We're talking about people who go to work, who are 9-to-5 workers, bro. We're talking about people who just go to work. They don't own anything. So you didn't contribute to that. There was nothing you pick up the phone for nothing because he went to work.
Bro, this is my favorite video we've ever uploaded. I already know it.
You already know it?
Yeah.
I know what kind of woman I am. I am a woman that damn near deserve that half, if not more, because when it comes to business, not only am I giving you plenty of ideas to make your business better, to make it grow.
You even know what? You don't understand business. You think contracts are communicated over the phone. You couldn't name the first thing to do to grow a business. And you just say a business. What business? Are you selling socks? Are you a rapper? Do you sell servers? Do you have some kind of streaming platform? It doesn't matter. Any business, this lady's capable of growing it for you. She's fucking Jeff Bezos in the flesh, and all she wants is 50%, if not more.
And literally what she, imagine saying more.
More!
The nigga who actually owns it and runs it is gonna give you more because you toss around a couple ideas.
Oh my God.
Essentially what she's saying is,
oh my God.
Let's say hypothetically you have a construction company, right? And she's saying, hey, babe, have you thought about getting on social media?
And then and
he's like, oh man, I've thought about it. He's like, but trust me, you should really get on that. And all of a sudden she thinks that her bringing out that idea of being on social media is actually worth 50% or more.
Bro, what?
Tossing around ideas does not mean you get 50% of something because there's still a whole bunch of execution that has to happen after that.
And you know what's funny is
let me say this, and if you're that good at ideas and executing, you would have $1 million company.
Yo, bro.
Yo, what happened?
Yo, she's pissing me off, bro.
This is like
TK hitting this shit.
Oh, what up? What up?
Hey, what's up, my nigga? Hey, what's up, my nigga?
Listen. What happened today, though? Like,
she said, if I pick up the phone and I'm making calls like as a receptionist, I don't get 50%. Like I help build the business. That's what she said.
what the fuck? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
This is the dumbest shit I've been so fucking.
This is the best video we ever recorded.
Let me guess, she's really like serious about this.
She's
like,
dead ass
She's
serious.
100%.
Do you know how the convo started? They said, is marriage an insurance policy for women? And then women said, like, we need it for our protection. And the men said, I understand that. And then the men said, is prenups like a good insurance policy for men? And they were like, whoa.
Because just in case I picked up the phone, I deserve half now.
Half is crazy. Like, I don't understand. Like,
She said no. She said if not more.
Half is crazy.
If not more. Yeah, you lost me with that.
Sound like a skit. If not more.
If not more. This is the dumbest fucking video. I'm not even fucking joking.
I don't know how we keep one upping.
I don't know.
This is it though.
I believe in myself enough where I don't like really look at men like, okay, well you gotta have this and you gotta have that, you gotta have money, you gotta, I'm not that girl. Like,
Right.
and I started to realize like, no, I gotta have some kind of high standard because
So what is your standard now?
my standard now, I just feel like
Don't say nothing crazy.
I feel like
please.
you gotta be able to
She don't know.
be in a partnership with me at this point, because it's
What does
like
that mean?
partnership where it's like,
What do you have to offer for a partnership?
Oh, don't ask
for
her
a
that.
partnership,
Don't
I
ask her
have
that.
everything to offer. Like,
What?
Can't fucking do it, bro. Can't fucking do it, nigga. I swear they can't do it, nigga. They can't. They literally can't do it, bro. They literally can't. They literally can't do it, bro. I have everything to offer.
Oh, okay. Maybe she's gonna expand. She
No,
just
she's
wanted
not.
to.
We know she's not, bro.
if you have a business, I'm investing. If you want to throw this, I'm planning. If you want to do this, like, I feel like I have enough skills, and I feel like
You're not
I get my money and
investing.
I know how to like maintain it. If you pitch in something, so it's like I'm your investor, your shareholder, your organizer. Your
You're not. You're not though. You're not my investor. You're not. You're literally not.
You don't know what a shareholder is. You don't own any of his shares unless he gave it to you, in which case, why would he do that? You're not offering anything.
Men have to stop allowing that to be a quality answer because it's not. It's
Yo,
actually
bro,
not.
y'all
have to stop
are
letting
saying
that go.
keywords to make it seem like you know what you're talking about. And the niggas that know what they're doing and know what they're talking about see this, and this is hilarious to them.
It was like the last time I think it was this one or another video we reacted to, and the girl was like, "Yeah, like I can quadruple your money," and it's like that's not how investment works.
I've never even had an investment that did that before.
Yeah, so
but she could do that. I need to link with her.
I was like, yeah, if you're doing that,
fuck wife. You're about to be my agent.
Yeah, I'm about to say, either you have some secret sauce that nobody has, or you're committing fraud. Because there's no way that you're double, tripling, quadrupling my money. It's the same thing here. She's just saying things.
Okay, hold on.
I can invest. I can
I'm
get
a
stocks and
shareholder?
bonds. Shareholder. Look, at the end of the day, it's odd to me that for whatever reason, women have this difficult time understanding or just grasping the concept of their actual value that they provide in a relationship. In contrast of monetary or even just support, emotional support, spiritual support, physical support, Like, whatever you thought you provided to a relationship, it does have some type of value to it. And the only reason why you would provide or you would receive 50% of anything is if you took upon 50% of the risk. But the reality is most women are not dating men that are at an abnormal amount of risk, because most men can't even find women like that.
Just avoid women like this right here. There's plenty of fantastic, supportive women that do it because they love you. You don't need to bend to the will of someone who doesn't have your best interests in mind. You know what I'm starting to realize? How important like empathy is, and that's just seeing things from someone else's perspective. These women on this video have proved that they have no ability to understand a man's perspective. And it seems like at every turn, the men have made it clear that they do and are continuing to try even when they can't understand the women's perspective. And that's scary.
And to make even more sacrifices that even in the hypothetical where we already had kids and then we divorced, I can still understand why you may need to be taken care of and why you may need half in that scenario. Even going to that extent, and even in a simple idea of you didn't provide the same level of passion and risk and hard blood, sweat, and tears that I invested into whatever it is, that you somehow believe you deserve 50%, if not more. If not more is just the wildest thing. It's like you legitimately believe somehow in this quote unquote partnership, you provided more even though it's still my business.
But this is sad to me. This is actually very sad. It's hilarious, but sad. We reacted to another 8 at the table video right here. It wasn't as great as this one, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but it was a good one. So go ahead and click it if y'all missed that one, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.
And again, big thanks to Teach Hanley for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you don't forget to click the link in the description. She said, what if I answered the fucking call?
Oh my God, I'm gonna pass out.
Yo, play back. Welcome back. We here with another banger. 8 at the table is trying to answer the age-old question about
No, what I was going to say, more detail is, the thing that made you want to go and get it, yeah? How much has the BBL done to address that particular issue?
Talking from experience, who has had a BBL,
Yeah.
I do believe that, I do find that statement to be true. Any girl that goes and does her BBL, there is a level of insecurity within yourself. Do you know what I mean? It might be you're fat, it might be you're too, you've got a flat bum, you're upside down, your weight is here and your body, do you know what I'm saying? Now, from my personal experience,
no ambition.
From my personal experience, people get
don't
BBLs
bathe the skin.
Whoa. Yeah, but you understand.
Big man thing, yeah. I'm all for the BBL thing, bruv. Because there's girls out here with some dead bodies, bruv. If you got a batty like a Chinese man,
Look insecure.
bodies, bruv. If you got a batty like a Chinese man,
Jesus Christ. You're having a body like a Chinese man is crazy, dog.
gotta get a BBL, bruv.
Does anyone here look insecure to you guys?
Yes.
No.
You.
I'm insecure.
Yeah, man.
I'm insecure.
100%.
You that never shows your head. I'm insecure.
Yeah, man.
Never shows your head. I'm insecure.
Yes.
No.
You.
I'm insecure.
Yeah, man.
I'm insecure.
100%.
You that never shows your head. I'm insecure.
Yeah, man.
You know what not to pause too much, you know what I find interesting? It's not a bad thing, but for some reason when a man gets like roasted, it's hilarious. Like even the men are laughing, the women are laughing. It's just a funny roast. I made a face like, hey, he got cooked. You feel me? But if he turned around and was like, yeah, is that why you're overweight or whatever? Everyone's gonna get like, no one's laughing about that, right? Everyone's gonna be like super serious.
What?
Is that what's gonna happen?
Let's see.
no, no, man. Don't have that, man.
Wait.
Don't have that, cuz.
Hey, yo.
I'm making it very clear. If you come for me, I'ma come for you.
That's
Don't
facts. And that's perfectly fine.
But I don't think he came for her. He just said it.
Nah, she definitely took it to another level.
Yeah.
I want to see if he matches energy.
Let's see.
I want to take in what you said. I hope you're ready.
I don't need to say it again. Take off your hat.
Ladies, ascend.
Take off the hat.
Meant to be ascended.
Put this back on. Put this back on. Put it
Hey,
back.
hey, hey, blue tack. Play-Doh. Play-Doh, blue tack. Circle yourself. Is he Dumbo? Is he? Can you see that?
Listen, I am the snapback queen. Don't. I am the snapback queen. Do you not? If we're going to talk about BBL.
You can fly away with that blood. Hey, Dumbo.
Someone
grab me a feather. Hey, excess skin girl. Under your armpits. Cool yourself, man. Don't fly away, you know, like Dumbo. Yeah, idiot. Do your fucking crocodile foot.
If I speak, I need to stop this thing. If I speak, I need to...
Fuck? Nah, that's some creative diss. I ain't never heard excess skin under the armpit crocodile foot. Yo, that's the most unique diss I've heard in my entire life.
But let's see how it keep going.
Well, okay, snapback queen, she said, right?
Yes, you said.
All right, now.
The girl look like Godzilla. Yeah, idiot, man. Look at the street gun in your mouth. It's not even gold. Or that bum bum you suck in your dirty, nasty dog.
Let me walk with my doctor so we can get that hair transplant done for you. You ain't got nothing much.
There's no pasta here for your cabbage.
You're wearing shower cap.
Huh?
It's because you've been good
Yeah.
You've been good so much because you got hot today.
This guy. You got. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. This. Yeah.
You ain't got nothing much.
There's no pasta here for your cabbage.
You're wearing shower cap.
Huh?
It's because you've been
Yeah.
You've been good so much because you got hot today.
This guy. You got. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Well, I don't get why she did that.
I don't know why she did that.
You got nappies on.
But I'm not the one.
You need to cut your toenails.
Look at your teeth.
Man, look at your
Look
dirty.
at your teeth. The orange socks. What's going on?
Why are you making it personal?
What the fuck are you talking about? I've been personal since the beginning of this video. Bro, if you're biased, just say that. But so far, this is a pound for pound fight.
Why are you making it personal?
Why are you making it personal? She's making fun of his hair and shit. So he made fun of her big foot. There's nothing wrong with that. It's already been personal. Allow it. Like she just caught up on what's happening in the conversation.
Yeah, she was there from the beginning.
And you knew what was happening.
But wait. Continue.
You got horse in your head.
Why are you making it personal?
Your scalp's bleeding, man. Chill.
My scalp is bleeding, but your bottom lip was dry. Go get some Vaseline.
Yes, it's true. Your bottom lip's been on bare bummels. Bare bummels.
Shut up, man. You're part of gang. You're part of gang.
Yeah,
You're part of gang.
put it back in your head.
You're part of gang.
Put it back in your head. Put it back in your head. Put it back in your head. The insecurities is coming out. Insecurities is coming out. Sit down.
She's obviously insecure.
She obviously is.
She's insecure and he's insecure. He's burning had it.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But just admit it. You don't have to lie. The insecurity is fine. In fact, the lady to start the video literally said, like, most women that get the shit have an insecurity. She actually said all women have some form of insecurity.
Yep.
So we started by acknowledging the
Let's be
insecurity.
clear. Everybody has some form of insecurity.
Facts.
So the fact that like we've been debating like someone has insecurity.
Marcel has no insecurity.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He has no insecurity.
Like, what?
He's not insecure about nothing.
Everybody has insecurities.
Yeah, you know Omar's dick is an inch bigger than yours?
What? Why do you know that? Cause what the fuck?
Because you told me this.
Whoa, nigga! What the fuck is going on, nigga?
No, the reason I know that,
nigga. What the fuck?
I just thought it was interesting though. I just thought it was
what? That didn't answer the question to why you
told
know
me
it.
the size of your shit, right?
Why do you know that?
I was
bro?
just on Omar's podcast.
That's crazy.
You know why I know it too.
That's crazy.
You know why I know it too.
Yo, can we?
I was on Omar's video. Caleb, put that shit in. No, I just thought it was interesting because I thought like
you compare my dick to another man's dick.
No, your brother's dick.
That's even. Why did you get loud on that?
I'm sorry, because he's not another man. He's your brother.
I know, but that's what you.
Make sure that bum don't explode, you know, blood.
Put your hair back on.
Hella blue tack she's sticking her body, you know. Blue tack everywhere, you know. Play-Doh. I feel sorry for them kids, you know. They ain't got nothing to play with.
You can call me ugly. You can say my lips are black. You can say my gums are black. You can call me hood. You can say that my gold tooth is cheap. You can say that my BBL is rubbish. You can say I'm a hoe. You can call me all.
Her shirt literally says, I'm what the kids call dumpling face, insecure.
but she's about to say the one thing that she's insecure about.
She's gonna say it?
I don't. No. But she's listing off the things that you can call me. But then I'm assuming she's gonna say. But the one thing you can't say. That's what it sounds like she's about to say.
Is insecure.
I don't know. But listen, I guess it's here.
You think she's attractive?
No. What?
Boris Johnson? Yeah, that's what they're calling me? That's what they're calling me? Do I look insecure to you?
It's enough. Let's get back to the question.
Prick. You're a prick.
Look at the prick.
Oh, look at your mom. Where is she? Not here. Oh, your mom dead. Oh, sorry. I said.
Yo. Okay. Now I wonder if that the girl to the left
is going to say, yeah, you cross.
Let me hear it.
Because is that not?
I want to hear it.
Is that not?
Because there was fighting one punch for punch, right?
On just looks though.
Yep, just looks. And she went to, but your mom is dead, right? Think about the type of dog shit human you have to be.
But you're not insecure though.
But of course not. It's not an insecurity. Not at all. Not at all. I just brought up the mom. I thought he was on the top of my mind.
What? Do something. I said it. What? Do something.
What did she say? What did she
Listen,
say?
I'm trust me. I'm not even gonna come up to you and do all that Naomi shit. You understand? Because I'm definitely about that life, and I will bump you off sex. Talking shit.
Don't attack her.
I'm starting to dislike her, bro. She was funny and entertaining at first, but she don't know how to just be objective, dog. You was complaining about it being personal. She took it to another level and made it more personal. If you think that's fine, okay, but then he should be able to make a joke about how his grandmother got hit by a car or something equivalent, right? Because that's what we're doing here.
But for the first thing for you to say is, stop attacking her. That's crazy.
She just said his mom passed away.
Talking shit.
Don't attack her.
Everyone's saying stuff about BBL. We can laugh. You understand? But you come in here attacking me personally. You don't fucking know me. We don't fucking speak.
What did I do?
You're a prick. You crossed the line. You crossed the line. You crossed the line.
I'm good at this. I need them. Good weather outside. Yeah.
The fuck? They could put all of that on the episode.
She's talked on my hairline. My hairline's on vacation. What do you want me to do about it?
I'm glad you know. I'm glad you know.
So then when we go back to joking, it's laughs. She literally, you crossing the line that much. We talking about physical appearances, then all of a sudden, haha, your mom's dead.
I never thought about BBL surgery up until I gave birth to life. When I brought my daughter upon this earth, my body changed completely in ways that I never thought my body could change. Now, after I gave birth, I did put on a lot of weight as well, because I'll be honest with you, become lazy, you know, you have a baby, you lose yourself to a certain degree, and it's even harder to snatch back from that. Now, before I decided to do BBL, a lot of people say, did you not go to the gym? I went to the gym, I lost a lot of weight, and I was still big in areas that, you know, no matter how many times I went to the gym, it wouldn't change. And that is because my muscle wall had expanded, you know, I had built-in fat underneath. It's a lot more technical than you think.
Yeah, bro, and that's real.
You think that's a real reason why?
Nah, that's
I mean,
facts.
do you accept that?
Like, for example, I lost a lot of weight, and I actually have a lot of loose skin. And there's, to a certain extent, if you have a decent amount of loose skin, you could do enough to where, like, you don't need to do nothing crazy. You could just, like, eat good, drink a lot of water, build muscles in your abdomen area. Like, there's things you can do to decrease the impact of the loose skin. But the reality is, if you lose enough weight, I lost over 100 pounds, you're gonna have loose skin, bro. Okay, so knowing that, it only costs like $20,000 for the surgery, and I'd much rather do that than spend years trying to come up with all these remedies to run through it. So if I get loose skin surgery, they just cut the skin off, I'd lose like 15 pounds in just skin alone, probably 20 pounds in just skin. So it would probably become an insecurity of mine, because like you work your ass off to like lose weight, but you want to look good now. Like you feel better, but you want to look good, and you want to be out without a shirt. So she's basically saying something in a similar, So she's saying like, this life happened, and this happened to me, and I didn't expect this, that, the third, and I went to the gym, I lost the weight, etc., etc. But then I just did this. So hey man, as long as you didn't get one of them cheap ones where your ass starts leaking, hey, all power to you. She's acknowledging that it was insecurity for her, and she solved it because she had the money to do it, and like, all right, that's cool. Yeah. Personally, me, man, I see nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
Now, this is where you might say I'm biased. I don't believe that girls who haven't had children should have surgery, especially if you plan on having children. Just because I have first-hand experience what the body will go through and the changes it goes through. So it's a...
I actually kind of disagree with her on that. I think she believes that because she could feel good about why she did it. Someone else can have another valid reason for doing it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it's what she's saying. In some instances, as long as it's a valid reason, like something that is literally beyond your control, then okay.
Yeah, there's your body has limitations, right? So it doesn't matter how much you try. There's a certain amount of people you just won't get a six-pack.
Yeah.
And it's not even about your attempt. It's about like your body has limitations. I'm Ethiopian, so like I'm not gonna be as buff and muscular on average, but I'll be more lean and more aerobic. So I'll be better at things like marathons and not so much at things like explosive things like football and basketball. That's just the reality on average for people who are East African, especially in Ethiopia. I just acknowledge that exists, right? So like the same way, like people's bodies are gonna have certain limitations, and so you were arguing
so you be stroking a long time, huh?
That's not what that means.
Stroking a long time.
I'm talking about like athletic endurance.
It's endurance. You be stroking a long time. You be marathons. That's what you call them now.
Okay,
I'm a South Atlanta nigga. I'll be quick.
Listen, it depends. Just like you spent money on the body, yeah, going under the knife. If you spent probably can you actually amongst yourself saying you've resourced and rinsed out every aspect of natural elements to change your body?
Now look, this is when it's about to become Cap, Marcel. Keep in mind, he's a good-looking guy.
Yep.
He's also fit.
Yep.
So he knows what he's saying when he says exhaust all options. Have you hired a nutritionist? Have you hired a trainer? Like, these BBLs cost like 15 bands. Have you tried spending some money to have someone build a plan for you, to cook for you?
Have you $15,000 worth of resources in trying to get into that shape?
If, like you said, you've had your children, you've had your situation, and you know what? Your body ain't set back normal. You get what I'm saying? To how you want it to be, and that insecurity has led you to have your surgery. Then you know what? It's not as I won't look at the mental implications as severely. Do you get what I'm saying? As somebody, my biggest thing is, and this is what I was getting at, is the message that is sent out, because at the end of the day,
I agree with the man.
I agree with him too.
I agree with the man. I think that it's in your best interest to explore the natural remedies before you do anything else. And you know, this bodybuilder here type, he probably goes to the gym with plenty of people who pump PEDs.
Yep.
So he sees it in his daily. Now, whether or not he does it is who knows. Like, he looks like he could very well be natural, right?
Yeah.
Exercising all your natural remedies first is like an exercise in being a human, right? Because in reality, like, if you're not capable of having a six-pack, you're okay. You're fine. You can still be very healthy and not have that, right? So it's like, just because your body's gonna have certain limitations and it might not be ideal and your ass might not be as fat as the next ass, doesn't mean you need a BBL. And I do also believe that taking those shortcuts enhances the culture, that it's necessary. And well, like what she said, she wanted to continue to be attractive to men, so that's why she got it. Look, at the end of the day, whether or not you agree there's a valid reason to do a surgery for physical appearance and it's not a medical reason, it's up to you. But the reality is it's happening. Not only is it becoming more affordable, but it's becoming way more common and less bougie.
Let me ask you something about man, because you said something about like wanting to be attractive, That was one of the situations, and that's more what I was getting at when I was asking the question earlier, because I like to think about like the psychology behind like decisions that people make. So I feel like a lot of people I talk to or have a conversation with about BBL talk about like attractiveness kind of thing in this, and I really wonder.
What, attracting guys or them looking attractive?
Even them looking attractive.
I hate when people. It's such a cop out. It's who are you trying to attract?
You're not doing it for yourself.
But even if you are, it's still okay to say that you're still trying to attract men. You just said, she said attract men or trying to look attractive. To who? What are we saying right now?
To yourself? Would you fuck yourself?
Because that's a level of self-conceitedness I've never.
No, you would just be asexual.
If that, no, none of that. You just stay in the mirror like, fuck.
Oh, fuck. Ooh, I'm turning myself on right now.
I can't even go outside. I just look so fucking good right now.
Yeah, I might just stay inside and fuck me.
What did you think was going to happen when you got it done, and what like results have you seen? Do you think it attracts a better quality of man?
Cool. I just want to speak on my experience.
No, but I want to ask because
I want to speak on my experience. I've had two boob jobs. If I had my first boob job when I was 19 on the NHS. And my tits were so fucking ugly. That's what I want to say.
You got pictures?
My tits were really, really, really ugly. So anyway, The doctor said they'll do it on the NHS because they were really, really bad, yeah? And before you have surgery on the NHS, they give you counselling because they teach you that even though you are insecure about something on your outer, it might be your inner that you're also insecure about. So once you go under the knife, you might fix that, it might look better, but you might still be insecure inside. The thing is, I was a virgin. I kept my virginity because I couldn't have sex because I didn't want to take my clothes off in front of boys. So I only lost my virginity after I had my boobs done because after I had my boobs done, I was confident to be naked.
Forget how you felt about it. Has that attracted?
Yeah, because he's not.
Yeah, like has that attracted better men? Because I that's not the question I asked her. The question I'm asking. She didn't answer the question I asked.
I don't think it did. I don't think it did. It was for me though. I hated my tits.
You know, you just said something. You said you.
That's not what you just said though. You literally just sat there and said you did it for that reason. You went to so far extremes that you stayed a virgin until you got it done. It could be both, fine, but to say that it's not is like taking a self-righteous path that is non-existent. You literally just said it was so far to the extreme of you believing that you didn't attract the opposite sex that you stayed a virgin. That's what you just said.
You lost your virginity after you did your tits, yeah? So, I don't know. I'm just going to throw this at you girls, yeah? Everyone involved, yeah? Now, I personally feel that girls do BBLs, not for themselves, they do it for men, to sexualize themselves. And what you just said proves that, because at the end of the day, you said you wasn't comfortable to even have sex. Not that you didn't want to have sex, but I know, but I'm just saying, based
So
off...
she wasn't happy to even enjoy something like that because of how she...
That's fine, that's what I'm saying. But in order to improve the situation on her personal parts, to give her confidence...
We're not going to pretend that it doesn't play a part.
Okay, for example... No, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. You sort of...
I'm saying, but agreeing with you. Yes, I feel like it has an influence. How can it not?
Yeah.
How can it not?
Yeah.
You understand? I was in a relationship.
Anyone that says
of course
that
it has an influence. But what you saying that girls go out of their way to do BBLs for men, that's a bold statement.
No, and I'm sticking with that.
It's not bold.
It's not bold.
It's not bold. I mean, if I got a surgery to make my dick 2 inches bigger, right? I just like seeing my dick bigger. I personally just like a big dick for myself.
That's the perfect example.
Bro,
because men are not getting bigger dicks or hope to get bigger dicks because they like to look in the mirror at their own dick.
I did it for me. I like a big dick, and I have a good print when I'm wearing my wrestling outfit.
Yeah. I like to stroke a bigger dick. Is that what we're saying?
It's just like it just works out my shoulders more when I have a longer. Come on, man.
And of course, it can help out the self-confidence of men. Yes, if you have a bigger penis.
But why though?
But one thing is, if you have a bigger penis, you'll be more confident about that. You'll be able to move because you feel like you have an above average. You do now have an above average penis. But let's not act as if like the reason why that you went that route isn't to try to attract or try to keep more women that you had before. It's not bold
neither. I'm not gonna let you convince nobody it's a bold thing to say.
I'm gonna tell you, anyone that's done it.
You're trying to say they only do it for men. That's what you're saying. If man never existed, you don't want me to do it.
Let me finish because I just want to educate you guys a little bit.
You can educate me, but I want to educate you
don't
with
need
what
to
us
educate
lot
me because
think.
I've got a BBL, so I'm going to educate you because you don't have a BBL.
I don't have it, but I also am a consumer. I listen.
So what I want to ask you, Mark, the girlfriends that you've had, the misses that you've had, all of them, do they do BBL for you?
Majority of them have.
A majority of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've dated. Listen, hold on. I've dated 2 girls. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna say names or whatever. I've dated 2 girls. When I got with them, they didn't have BBL, didn't have tits or nothing. They didn't do boob jobs, whatever. I guarantee you, because of how I was doing this and how I used to talk about how I liked my women.
That's not a good thing, though.
So you made them insecure? So you made them insecure?
Oh my god.
It's so crazy that she did. And it's so crazy that she's just
fucking stupid. There's no way they started the show by making fun of this guy's hair, and now she can spin it like she's the victim and women are being made insecure. He's allowed to have his fucking preference, and you might not be it. That doesn't mean he's making you insecure. Fuck, that's such a victim mindset, especially considering we started this episode with both her and the one in the middle doing that exact thing to the guy. You did the exact thing to the guy. You are not a victim. You do the same thing with your preferences. If all women prefer taller men, men are gonna wish they were taller. It's not women making men insecure, but it is a reality that some shorter men might be insecure as a result. I hate that I just have to say like common sense things. but it just doesn't connect for her. Like, she's lacking severely in brain cells, I'm starting to realize, bro. And at first I thought it was just entertainment, but she might actually be dumb. And that's tough. It's entertaining though.
It is.
It makes for some good conversation.
She's entertainingly dumb.
Yeah, and you know what? There's dumber things to be. Being entertainingly dumb is not that bad of a thing to be, especially if you're on YouTube.
Wait. I just want to get this straight. I've spent £15,000 of my hard-working money to look as good as I can look for a guy. Wait, not a guy. For multiple guys? Oh, hell no. That's not how it works down here, darling. If I'm getting my body done and I'm spending my hard money, that's for me. If a guy wants to fund that stuff, then that's a different discussion. But no guy funded for my body.
What at the forefront of my mind wasn't man. The forefront of my mind was me, my, confidence. I have no regrets. It's one of the best things I ever done for me.
Why are we gonna lie? Why are we gonna lie? Of course, having 3 more inches to anybody's dick would make them more confident about what they can do to the. Of course, but it's such a bad lie because there's nothing wrong with admitting that it's insecurity and it fueled your decision.
But confident for what though? They keep confidence is not a it's a result to fuel something else. Confidence is just like, I'm confident now. Like the same thing with money. People don't have money just so they can sit in the bank and they can say, I have money now. You spend up, what do you spend on the money? You don't work all fucking day and all night just so you can say, no, I did that just for money. To buy what though? Because the money would have to then get bought because you want something else. What are we, to not act like you can't connect the dots is alarming. But again, I want them to just see if they're gonna fucking answer this question or not, bro.
Whether you like it or not, the truth is, on that journey, to getting your surgery, man has played a part in it. That's one thing. Right, now let me go to my curveball. Let's look at it like this, man and woman, You have the luxury, or should I say, or the ability to go under the knife. Men that are born dead. No, like let's be real. Or men, hold on. You have to put it into perspective. Men that are just butters. Niggas have to just live with that. Exactly, my hairline. I live with it. The fuck? Yeah. Let's not, for example, I can't go and get my piece chopped.
You can now.
Can you? A lot of men need to get that.
For someone who said they were insecure about their body, you should not be.
Isn't that crazy?
The fact that
she's just casually saying that.
But she argued a moment ago, you're making women insecure, but she has no problem doing the reverse.
And up until just this moment, she thought that was something that they couldn't even control.
Yep.
But she's completely fine with making fun of it or making light of it. Crazy. But just up until now.
Yeah, and if someone makes fun of her little titties back in the day or whatever, she would have a panic attack.
This man made fun of this
girl's
girl's
lips. The lack of empathy is crazy. What the fuck?
This man made fun of this girl's lips being purple, and then her rebuttal was, your mom is dead.
Men don't have that option the way you guys do, even if it's accessible. What I'm saying is, with men, and a lot of the time, our insecurities, the way we're born, the way shit is, we just have to deal with. If my mindset is like this and we have to live with it, like, why can't you do the same? That's just a question I'm putting to you.
I can't even answer that, even just us, because that's a big
question. No, but you've done the BBL, You have a mindset. You have insecurities the same way I have insecurities.
So before you talk about BBL.
No, I don't know what you're asking, but I'm gonna.
What? How do you not understand what he's asking? Oh my God. He literally walked y'all through it and then you're confused to what he's asking? In short, men deal with their insecurities and didn't have the same resources and options to address those insecurities like you all are. And yet men just go about living life with them. Why is it that you all can't do the same? Period. The point I want to make is this: that at the end of the day, when it comes to having BBLs and stuff like that, we cannot. The biggest problem I have with it is that this idea behind it, and that it's like a negative connotation if you just admit that you have insecurities. Everybody has insecurities. That is fine. It's more so about how do you deal with them and how do you address them throughout your life. Like the gentleman said, there are plenty of people on this earth who have insecurities, who address them by masquerading them with a lot of other strengths that they provide to anybody in any type of relationships. They don't then try to highlight the insecurity so much so that they go to the process of spending money and going underneath the knife to address them in those aspects. However, if you are acknowledging that, again, that women's value, because that's what you're saying, if you blurt it out like that, like you said, you got box in the corner. If you're arguing that, then again, you would then have to argue, okay, but what is it still for? Because like I said it before, men are not going out there to make money just so they can just look at their fucking bank accounts and be happy with themselves. That's not how that works. You get money to then do what with it? Spend it for whatever purposes. But don't sit here and say that I work mad hard and I did all those things just so I can just have the money stacked up underneath my mattress. That's not how that works. There is still an end goal to the confidence that you gain by having the BBL.
Anyway, let us know how y'all feel in the comment section down below if you enjoyed this video. Another banger from BK Chat. Started off kind of crazy. Yeah, leveled out though. Drop a like on the video if y'all want to catch another one. It's on the screen right now. Otherwise, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Welcome back, play back. Here's another banger. Trying to figure out why is good being money the only thing that men provide?
Simple. You know, the fellas, we have these conversations all the time, right?
Welcome back, play back. We hear another banger. Them boys are fresh and fit doing some crazy stuff. Just give you a little background. In the episode, one of their Hard On Thoughts episodes they had, you know, when they got all the women around them, they decided to kick out Asian Doll because she was talking. That's what I said. I don't know who Asian Doll is.
She's black?
she is black, and that's why the blogs are trying to cancel them. So they kicked out Asian Doll. She was talking with somebody else during a live podcast, and it was extremely rude. Myron, you know, when women are rude to Myron, he get all alpha.
I don't even know who she is, so I don't care. Simple.
Is he talking about her?
Damn.
Guys, sidebar conversations, please.
All right, what about
I've told you this is like, this is like the 5th time I've told you that, right?
Yeah. 6th time.
Like, stop. For real, like, stop.
He mean
I'm just keeping it real, man. Like, you haven't been here.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Yeah, it's the whole show.
Yeah, she's been doing it the whole show. I'm not mean as I just have rules. Simple.
All right, go ahead. It's podcast.
Damn.
What I look for in a man in club that's like approaching me.
Hold on. Excuse me?
Yes, she responded. I gotta kick her out.
This nigga right here is mad extra for no reason.
It's been 2 weeks since I kicked someone out. I've been looking to scratch the itch, man. Yes.
And then did it with the sound effect.
Oh yeah, it's about to get real. We
Yeah.
just scratched the disc. Remember we had a shipper on our podcast, bro. She was on her phone half the time, and part of me was a little insulted by that. I was like, bro, like get off your phone. You're in the middle of a podcast. But I ain't feel the need to badger her. She was still answering the questions. So then at one point, I'm like, bro, I'm curious. What the is she doing? She had her phone pointed in my direction. She was just in her DM request, dog. You know what I'm saying? I really should have scratched the disc and packed her up. Now that I think about it, well, I can't stand for women who don't do exactly what I say on my podcast. Yeah, I wasn't alpha enough that day. I was beta like.
So you know you beta, nigga. Don't try.
Yeah, I was beta. Yeah, I was beta.
Y'all is two different
I was
breeds.
super beta back then.
That nigga alpha.
You mean?
I'm not mean at all.
Okay, I don't care.
Have you been here the whole time?
No.
All right, then. So you don't know what was happening,
I
right?
don't give
Okay, then. So how you going to come on somebody's show, not know what go down, and say, oh, you're mean?
It don't matter. I can say what I want.
Okay, well, you can get the fuck off the show, too.
I don't give
Man,
a
Get off the show,
chill,
too.
man. Chill out, bro.
Listen, don't do my like
Nah, you can go.
Chill. She ain't
You're
gotta
not
go.
going to come on the platform disrespect.
Nah, chill, bro. She ain't gotta go nowhere.
No, she
chill.
could go.
Chill, bro.
I don't have to.
Chill.
Come on, baby. We don't have to be this mean. We can all be.
Listen.
Come on.
Chill out, bro.
Let's calm
I'm
down.
sorry.
He's hot. I'm calm.
No, I'm very calm, but it's like, bro, you got to show a little bit of respect on the platform.
It's cool,
respect.
bro.
You talking about
Chill.
shit. I say you mean. It is what it is. What the fuck you want me to say?
That's
You
not the truth,
mean,
though.
You mad about I said mean? You grown as hell.
See, look. Hey, look. Hey, when someone's pretending to be alpha, you can't test their alpha.
Yeah.
Cause they're gonna have to overreact to let you know how alpha they really are,
and you
man.
know for a fact he about to overreact because she just sat there and said like, bro, chill
You
out.
grown, right?
I just made one slick comment, calm down. And so that's already pushing this nigga button enough, nigga. So you know he about to go a step further, bro. No.
Yeah, well.
Okay. So earlier on the show, it was a little back and forth. So he was just telling her to chill because it was like 5 times before to like chill.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay, but I said he mean. Why he wanna stop the shit?
Well,
do some dramatic.
Because you don't know what was going on.
We are on the show.
It's good though, bro. Hey,
Why would
yo.
that piss you off?
Chill, bro. All right. We all right. We good.
He want a moment. Get it slow.
We good. Let's keep going, bro. We all
I
right.
wanna leave.
Let's keep in the
No,
bait.
don't
You
leave,
got it.
please.
I won't.
Please.
Okay, just like from here on out, like please,
on his
one
ass,
at a
he's
time
tripping.
because we're going
Yeah,
to the show
we'll
right
start
now,
it
okay?
over. I promise I won't say nothing. I promise.
This is the 5th time.
Okay.
You said that last time.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's start
Go
it
ahead.
over. Okay.
Yo,
All right.
your blood is boiling down there. I'm thinking about to let that chopper sing. Why is he that? Like,
Yo, Myron is heated. I don't know.
well, first of all, she shouldn't be talking in the podcast. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
You came on the
Well, she
podcast.
about
Unless he just said, come over to my place and bamboozle her with the podcast. If you knew you was coming on for a podcast, do a little bit of research, just how the podcast is done. This is the way they operate. And you would know he has a propensity to kick people out. Now, if you're fine getting on the podcast where he's going to dunk on you and try and kick you out, then get on the podcast. But even if you went on there with no research, at least be a little respectful to his podcast. But if you weren't going to do that anyway, they're fine with it because they know it provides good content for them. Like, him kicking you out is the content on their show. Like, they love that super toxic dunk on them and kick them out shit. So no matter what, even if you come in there informed or ill-informed, like, it's good content for them at the end of the day regardless.
Which is in all actuality, that's the biggest reason why we didn't hurry up and like rush to this story, because it's like it really wasn't a story. I don't really care what the shade room and all the blogs
Is she
say.
a rapper?
I don't know who she is. I think she's just somebody that they know, like the shade room.
Oh, okay.
knows. Oh, I think she's Oh, this is why it's crazy. She's King Von's girlfriend. She was he.
Oh.
The only reason why it became a story is because this is now someone that the blogs knew to associate to a headline.
Okay, so
that's literally it. And that's the reason why we didn't make this, because it's like, yeah, like you said, bro, if you gonna come to somebody's podcast, don't be mad don't be mad weird and start talking behind them, and we sit here trying to have a back and forth and you just running your mouth. However, the thing where things got worse is when people started to dig up Fresh and Fit's old podcast, because for whatever reason they branched this whole interaction that Myron had with Asian Doll as oh, you hate black women, don't you, dog? You hate black women, right? Ironically, I think they do. But that scenario had nothing to do with it whatsoever. That scenario is that's a very typical scenario. Unfortunately, it happens on their podcast. White, black, Asian, Hispanic, it don't really matter. That's just how they treat women a lot of times. But to further their point about how they don't like black women, they dig up some old clips, dog.
Black dating app called Black. Oh, it's funny. I never used that one, bro. But hey, man. I mean, hey, bro, if you want to date a bunch of Shaniquas, go for it, man.
LaQuisha.
Yeah, like me and Fresh aren't really down with the brown like that. Man. We ain't night riders.
Nah,
so.
What the it's so odd to me how aggressive they are against like black women in this regard. I don't understand. Be very mindful. This gives more information to the new people who aren't that familiar with Fresh and Fit. These two are the same people who preach this ideology of like trying to expand your dating profile as much as possible, so much so that you need to date on all platforms, to the point where these two religiously use sugar baby sites to meet women. So now all of a sudden, sugar baby sites is acceptable to meet quality women, which it ain't. We've already exposed this bozo over here, Fresh, for meeting a sugar baby and then getting finessed out of some money because he gave her money, not once but twice. But that's okay, that's completely fine. But as soon as you use an app called Black to meet black women, all of a sudden that's a problem, because they believe that they're above dating black women because there's a bunch of Shaniquas and LaQuishas.
I'm good. You know, sometimes if they're, you know, red bone, but like in general, me and Fresh don't dabble in the dark, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay, so last one, guys.
It's so odd to see black people say that.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is about that.
It's like, that just threw me off. Yeah, like this nigga Fresh legitimately looks like Uncle Ruckus right now. Like that. Like you're Uncle Ruckus, nigga. Y'all Uncle Tom ass niggas. Y'all, I don't understand how y'all niggas are people of color, and y'all sitting here saying that about black women. Both of y'all, or at least I don't know what Fit is, or Myron, whatever his fucking, or whatever his real name is. I don't know what he is, but Fresh is black, saying it's against black women. The level of self-hate is outrageous right now. Nigga, it's crazy.
Now, we're not going to mention names for certain reasons, right?
Yes.
For a bunch of legal implications. But if you guys are you know, in our community, we talk about this. Extent which are traits of feminine women. What's her gram?
What's Instagram?
Dude,
Yeah.
you got
a lot of love today.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, just keeping it real. I don't really date black girls. it's not because like most black girls are like annoying. How to put this? Ratchet, and they don't know how to like be reserved.
Oh man.
And again, let's just be clear. If he just said I don't like to date women who are annoying, ratchet, you know, ghetto, whatever, that's fine. Like that's understandable. But to associate that with an entire race of women is crazy. That's outrageous.
And you know what the fucked up part is you know how like we get on this channel and we're like, bro, you're looking in the wrong places. Yeah, they be looking in the you're looking
all
on
the
sugar
time.
baby websites and Miami strip clubs and fucking lounges. Where what do you think you're gonna find the same type of person regardless of their race? There's something, you know why I fucking hate this? Because this is actually the reason I left Marco. So I grew up in an area north of Toronto, and it was heavily Asian. Mm-hmm. Those people came in with their beliefs about who they thought black people were. Yeah. And it made me feel like I was committing crime just for existing. Like, bro, I'd be walking on the sidewalk, and a man will leave the sidewalk, go to the part of the road with no sidewalk, pass me, and go back to the sidewalk. Why? Just because he felt like I was a threat, bro. I grew up around that, dog. And so I made a promise to myself I would never assume nothing about nobody based on a stereotype. Regardless of whether or not this stereotype is true or it holds relevance, it's not fair to the person you're doing it to. You telling this lady here that she's not like other black women is not a fucking compliment to her.
So the idea that you all then can just cast this ridiculous shadow of unwarranted characteristics amongst an entire race of women is ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense, because they have white women on their show who do ghetto ratchet shit all the time. All the time.
I wonder what she said.
You're like the complete opposite.
You are
So
not the
props to you.
stereotype.
Yeah,
You are not the stereotype.
You are not the same. That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, so we'll give you that compliment too.
The white women. The white woman saying that. The white woman saying this. Oh, what a compliment he gave you.
Good.
Oh,
Bro, you could be into any type of woman, dog. You could be into aliens, bro. If you're into aliens, what you shouldn't do is be like, humans, yeah, they're so flawed and fucked up, and their brain capacity is like 50% of the capacity of aliens. Like, you don't have to shit on somebody to just talk about who you prefer, dog. It's not necessary.
Also calling them, I don't dabble into brown or night riders and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro.
It's
I can
crazy.
say I'm into light-skinned women, and I can say
But
that
just
without
leave
being
it at
like,
that. Just
you don't
leave
have
it
to
at
say like, because dark-skinned women, you know how they get. They're super aggressive. Like, you stop casting your projections on entire groups of people, bro.
And what makes it worse
it's so
is that-
unnecessary. It's so unnecessary.
In another clip, Myron is sitting there like trying to push. You know how Myron get down. He's like, yo man, why us men can't have our own preferences and stuff like that?
You can,
women say all the time how they want just a 6-figure dude with 6-figure da da da. Shut the fuck up, nigga. You're corny ass.
And them too. You could say you want a 6-figure man without shitting on people who make average income.
Which is why I was going to say that as well. A, again, you're mad cornball, but B, because especially the way you reacted to somebody just calling you mean. No one is saying what you're saying is wrong, but you believing that two wrongs make a right doesn't make any sense. We sit here and say the exact same thing about women all the time who shit on the average man because they don't have this exorbitant amount of success or height or whatever, this anomaly of a characteristic that doesn't fit the norm. Like, you shitting on an average man doesn't make any sense. So we already agree on that, but again, two wrongs don't make a right. This idea that you can sit here and just shit on an entire race of women, and you think that right there characterized as your preference.
Think about
is
how
crazy.
hypocritical that is. Not only is probably part of your audience that group of people that you're disrespecting,
crazy.
but also the fucking people you bring on the podcast are. So you make content off of them, and then you monetize the audience that is also partially them. So how could you benefit off of them but have this sort of disdain towards them? Bro, the lack of self-awareness, that has to be what it is, dog.
But then the second thing I want to just say is this. Because I also saw these comments about how men need to do better about Fresh and Fit, and we need to step up and really turn down Fresh and Fit and really, like, again, mainstream media and all the other people who don't know what the fuck is going on, please shut the fuck up. Men have been sitting here exposing these two bozos for the last year. If y'all really want to cancel Fresh and Fit, y'all really want to do that, women need to stop showing up.
Do they pay them?
I don't know, but I don't think if you pay them, then that goes into further self-loathing for women, because you're gonna sit here and get paid to go on the show where more than likely you're going to be disrespecting in some regards. Women, like we just saw the clip where a woman is blatantly being disrespected because of her race, and instead of as a collective, women sitting here saying like, yo, that's crazy. Why did you say that's so unnecessary? She just sat there and said, oh, that's such a, you are different from the Shaniquas. Oh,
such a crazy thing to awe.
So like that has nothing to do with us. And then when you see women like that, there is a level of, I would argue, self-loathing, self-hate that comes along with that as well. Even as a black woman, listening to somebody say that to them, and they just sit there and they just accept what the fuck just got said to them, is all nuts.
Okay, look. Fresh and Fit is a podcast. They host a podcast, and they are actually not much at all if it's not for the guests they bring on. The guests hold some palpability for participating without first researching what's going on the podcast. You should know you're going to get dunked on and potentially kicked out, because that's what they consider content, and that's what their audience considers entertaining. If I've learned anything over the past year, is that these are horrible fucking people that will do anything to make a dime. So you know that you go onto their turf, and then you get dunked on. How can anybody be surprised that was the outcome that's going to happen? And on top of that, if you go back and watch that video, the woman beside Asian doll was saying like, oh no, it is their podcast. It is their cookie. Okay, no. Okay, I'll be quiet now. I'll be quiet now. So like, you have people willfully participating, and it's mainly because they know this is probably the most attention they're gonna get all year. So it's a trade that happens. It's a trade where the women get on and they get some level of like notoriety or views, like oh look at the thing I was on,
and they get a little bit more exposure in their OnlyFans.
And then Fresh and Fit get content that they otherwise can't make themselves because they have no talent. So both parties get something. I do think there's something to be said about them holding this sort of, I would argue, resentment towards a group of people that help make their podcast possible. I would argue that's pretty fucked up, and they should address why that's the case.
It's actually crazy.
But then, like, I guess media outlets posting, reposting it and shit, and people get mad at them. Like, that's just the nature of humanity. Like, you're gonna see something you don't like and speak out about it. I personally, you guys won't really see me speaking out about most things I don't like. I'll just stop participating. You feel me? Like, last year when BLM was super hot and George Floyd unfortunately lost his life, Publix was the first grocery store to ban BLM masks because COVID was also popping.
Yeah.
And I didn't put a tweet out about it. I just said I'm gonna stop going there.
Yeah.
And there's a Kroger down the street. I'll just go to the Kroger instead. I love them public tenders. Them chicken tenders go stupid, but I'm gonna go down to Kroger. I'm gonna get my chicken from there. I didn't tell anybody about it. I just acted on it. If you refuse to act on your beliefs, that's fine. If you believe that something is not in congruence with your values, and when you wanna, again, we've said on the channel, you can do whatever you want to. You can watch any videos you want to, but know you're supporting the person that you're doing that to. And even if you dislike the video, you gave them watch time and you watched a couple ads, so you might have given a few cents in AdSense revenue. You're literally making their lives possible. So just retract. It's up to you.
But to sit here and to cast like horrible characteristic traits to an entire race
annoying
of people, it is.
But what else they say?
Annoying, loud, ghetto. To sit there and to cast those type of characteristic traits amongst a race of people when the way that you all meet women are in ways in which those type of characteristic traits will be more common, because you all don't meet high class women on Miami strips because those type of women are always trying to seek validation. They're trying to seek eyes. They're trying to. There's just those are not the standard women. They're just not. Those are not. They sit here and to say like, hey, all the women that I meet in the strip club, oh, those are the.
They're so annoying and ratchet.
And why are they always shaking their ass?
Oh
like,
my
I just
God.
don't get it.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't make any sense for me. For two men to sit here and to make arguments based off of their limited experiences in essentially one or two different places, and in both places they produce women who probably aren't of the highest ilk in many regards, doesn't make any sense to then say, hey, all women who fit under this race now are based off of the limited experiences I had. It doesn't make any sense. But and then finally, bro, I don't believe that what they did to Asian doll is all that crazy. Again, they've done it to other women. I don't think that right there is a form of their racism because or self-hate or whatever you want to call it. Because again, like they've done it before. But to sit here and say that is crazy, especially the way that y'all meet women.
Yeah,
you were just getting finessed by a white woman like two months ago.
And
nigga.
For some reason, your brain hasn't convinced you yet that
white
all white
women,
women are finessers and they don't belong on yachts.
Crazy.
Like it hasn't.
Crazy.
Hey, this is about the 7th confirmation that these cornballs don't do or believe the things they say, and the things that they do believe
I just thought about
are
it.
dumb.
Yo, Uncle Ruckus, why didn't you made that conclusion yet about white women?
Yeah.
A white woman literally just sat there and exposed you for a simp, exposed you for giving her money. She just did all that shit, and apparently you got upset with her because she went over some rapper's house or somebody's house, and you thought she smashed a rapper.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she's sitting there taking mad money from other niggas all throughout the time, and you claim that she was quote unquote different, but yet you had made that assumption about white women.
Yeah.
Why not? Why is that?
By your logic, white women should definitely not be loyal.
Yes.
And
not be trusted.
Yep. And they be gold diggers, all of them.
Yes.
But reality is the places you look give you those results, dummy.
Again, y'all just want women who just feed into y'all very fragile egos, bro. That's all y'all want.
I mean, but let us know in the comments down below, man. There's a video on the screen right now. If you enjoyed this one, you probably enjoy that one. But otherwise, we appreciate the support, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Oh, what a compliment he gave you.
Good.
Oh,
bro, you could be into any type of woman, dog. You could be into aliens, bro. If you're into aliens, what you shouldn't do is be like, humans, yeah, they're so flawed and fucked up, and their brain capacity is like 50% of the capacity of aliens. Like, you don't have to shit on somebody to just talk about who you prefer, dog. It's not necessary.
Also calling them, I don't dabble in the brown or Night Riders and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro. If I could say I'm into light-skinned women, and I could say
But
that
just
without
leave
being
it at
like,
that. Just
you don't
leave
have
it
to
at
say like, because dark-skinned women, you know how they get. They're super aggressive. Like, you stop casting your projections on entire groups of people, bro.
And what makes it worse
is so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary.
In another clip, Myron is sitting there like trying to push. You know how Myron get down. He's like, yo man, why us men can't have our own preferences and stuff like that?
You can,
women say all the time how they want just a 6-figure dude with 6-figure Shut the fuck up, nigga. You're corny ass.
And them too. You could say you want a 6-figure man without shitting on people who make average income.
Which is why I was going to say that as well. A, again, you're mad cornball, but B, because especially the way you reacted to somebody just calling you mean. No one is saying what you're saying is wrong, but you believing that two wrongs make a right doesn't make any sense. We sit here and say the exact same thing about women all the time who shit on the average man because they don't have this exorbitant amount of success or height or whatever, this anomaly of a characteristic that doesn't fit the norm. Like, you shitting on an average man doesn't make any sense. So we already agree on that. But again, two wrongs don't make a right. This idea that you can sit here and just shit on an entire race of women, and you think that right there characterized as your preference.
Think about how
crazy.
hypocritical that is. Not only is probably part of your audience that group of people that you're disrespecting, but also the fucking people you bring on the podcast are. So you make content off of them, and then you monetize the audience that is also partially them. So how could you benefit off of them but have this sort of disdain towards them? Bro, the lack of self-awareness, that has to be what it is, dog.
But then the second thing I want to just say is this. Because I also saw these comments about how men need to do better about Fresh and Fit, and we need to step up and really turn down Fresh and Fit and really, like, again, mainstream media and all the other people who don't know what the fuck is going on, please shut the fuck up. Men have been sitting here exposing these two bozos for the last year. If y'all really want to cancel Fresh and Fit, y'all really want to do that, women need to stop showing up.
Do they pay them?
I don't know, but I don't think if you pay them, then that goes into further self-loathing for women, because you're gonna sit here and get paid to go on the show where more than likely you're going to be disrespecting in some regards. Women, like we just saw the clip where a woman is blatantly being disrespected because of her race, and instead of as a collective, women sitting here saying like, yo, that's crazy. Why did you say that's so unnecessary? She just sat there and said, oh, that's such a, you are different from the Shaniquas. Oh,
such a crazy thing to
So like that has nothing to do with us. And then when you see women like that, there is a level of, I would argue, self-loathing, self-hate that comes along with that as well. Even as a black woman, listening to somebody say that to them and they just sit there and they just accept what the fuck just got said to them is all nuts.
Okay, look. Fresh and Fit is a podcast. They host a podcast, and they are actually not much at all if it's not for the guests they bring on. The guests hold some palpability for participating without first researching what's going on the podcast. You should know you're going to get dunked on and potentially kicked out because that's what they consider content, and that's what their audience considers entertaining. If I've learned anything over the past year is that these are horrible fucking people that will do anything to make a dime. So you know that you go onto their turf, and then you get dunked on. How can anybody be surprised that was the outcome that's going to happen? And on top of that, if you go back and watch that video, the woman beside Asian doll was saying like, oh no, it is their podcast. It is their cookie.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
no. Okay, I'll be quiet now. Be quiet now.
Exactly.
So like, you have people willfully participating, and it's mainly because they know this is probably the most attention they're gonna get all year. So it's a trade that happens. It's a trade where the women get on and they get some level of like notoriety or views, like oh look at the thing I was on,
and they get a little bit more exposure in their OnlyFans.
And then Fresh and Fit get content that they otherwise can't make themselves because they have no talent.
Exactly.
So both parties get something. I do think there's something to be said about them holding this sort of, I would argue, resentment towards a group of people that help make their podcast possible. I would argue that's pretty fucked up and they should address why that's the case.
It's actually crazy.
But then, like, I guess media outlets posting, reposting and shit, and people get mad at them. Like, that's just the nature of humanity. Like, you're gonna see something you don't like and speak out about it. I personally, you guys won't really see me speaking out about most things I don't like. I'll just stop participating. You feel me? Like, last year when BLM was super hot and George Floyd unfortunately lost his life, Publix was the first grocery store to ban BLM masks. because COVID was also popping.
Yeah.
And I didn't put a tweet out about it. I just said I'm gonna stop going there.
Yeah.
And there's a Kroger down the street. I'll just go to the Kroger instead. I love them public tenders, them chicken tenders that go stupid, but I'm gonna go down to Kroger. I'm gonna get my chicken from there. I didn't tell anybody, but I just acted on it. If you refuse to act on your beliefs, that's fine. If you believe that something is not in congruence with your values, and you wanna, again, we've said on this channel, you can do whatever you want to. You can watch any videos you want to, but know you're supporting the person that you're doing that to. And even if you dislike the video, you gave him watch time and you watched a couple ads, so you might have given a few cents in AdSense.
Bring it on. Let's do this. Just bring it on. We're gonna go take on Watson, the gym leader right here. And yeah, in our last episode we did a lot of training. Some of our Pokemon are well leveled. You know, I think I have a good confidence level right here against Watson. So here we go. The Mauville City Gym.
revenue. You're literally making their lives possible. So just retract. It's up to you.
But to sit here and to cast like horrible characteristic traits to an entire race of people, it is.
But what else they say?
Annoying, loud, ghetto. To sit there and to cast those type of characteristic traits amongst a race of people, when the way that you all meet women are in ways in which those type of characteristic traits will be more common, because you all don't meet high class women on Miami strips, because those type of women are always trying to seek validation. They're trying to seek eyes. They're trying to. There's just those are not the standard women. They're just not. Those are not. They sit here and just say like, hey, all the women that I meet in the strip club, oh, those are the.
They're so annoying and ratchet.
And why are they always shaking their ass?
Oh
like,
my
I just
God.
don't get it.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't make any sense for me. For two men to sit here and to make arguments based off of their limited experiences in essentially one or two different places, and in both places they produce women who probably aren't of the highest ilk in many regards, doesn't make any sense to then say, hey, all women who fit under this race now are based off of the limited experiences I had. It doesn't make any sense. But and then finally, bro, I don't believe that what they did to Asian Doll is all that crazy. Again, they've done it to other women. I don't think that right there is a form of their racism because or self-hate or whatever you want to call it. Because again, like they've done it before. But to sit here and say that is crazy, especially the way that y'all meet women.
Yeah, bro.
You were just getting finessed by a white woman like two months ago.
And
nigga.
For some reason, your brain hasn't convinced you yet that
white
all white
women,
women are finessers and they don't belong on yachts.
Crazy.
Like it hasn't.
Crazy.
Hey, this is about the 7th confirmation that these cornballs don't do or believe the things they say, and the things that they do believe
I just thought about
are
it.
dumb.
Uncle Ruckus, why didn't you made that conclusion yet about white women?
Yeah.
A white woman literally just sat there and exposed you for a simp, exposed you for giving her money. She just did all that shit, and apparently you got upset with her because she went over some rapper's house or somebody's house, and you thought she smashed the rapper.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she's sitting there taking mad money from other niggas all throughout the time, and you claim that she was quote unquote different, but yet you had make that assumption about white women.
Yeah.
Why not? Why is that?
By your logic, white women should definitely not be loyal.
Yes.
And
not be trusted.
Yep. And they be gold diggers, all of them.
Yes.
Welcome back, Played Back. We was on Twitter Spaces, and Marcel joined a conversation with a bunch of women asking the question, what do you bring to the table? And these women weren't a fan of the question, and they began to explain exactly why.
Much I think a lot of what you all are referencing are based off of personal preferences and experiences, and I think that there should be a space where people's preferences should be respected to a degree. The only problem I think that I have with most the logic that you all are spewing is that realistically speaking, majority of the men that you are referring to that are supposed to pay bills by themselves, we're essentially talking about top 25% earners. We're talking about a finite amount of men. We're not talking about the average person.
You either a hustler or you're not. That's it.
Well,
There's
no,
like top 10% or nothing.
The average earner as a man is roughly around $50,000 a year. And so I think when men hear the responsibility of the way that you are a quote unquote real man is to take care of all the bills. The average man, realistically speaking, if he does that, I mean, there's a clear ceiling of the type of life that you will live alongside with that man.
And I don't buy that, because a real leader is going to diversify his income. He's going to find a way. He's going to
But
find
they just
it.
be using keywords.
Yeah, they
diversify
just say
income,
anything.
own business,
It's crazy.
multiple streams of income, real estate. They just be using a lot of keywords.
You know what really bothers me about this whole conversation is that women like this don't even know that they are essentially disrespecting the average man. They don't even realize, like, they're essentially saying they're not man enough, they're not worthy enough, they're not worth my time, they have nothing going for themselves if they're just an average working man.
Which is like, that means you have a high standard, which is fine if you also meet their high standard. Problem is the average woman does not meet that high standard. You know what's interesting about this? The part of the conversation we don't talk about is a man could provide necessities, but that's not enough. What they're talking about is really providing luxury. Because my parents had an arranged marriage. It was a traditional relationship. My dad was a taxi driver, and he provided the necessities. We had a crib. We had like a Nintendo. Like, we didn't get it right when it dropped, but we got it. And you know what I'm saying? We had some games, and we went to a school. Like, we had the necessities. We had a car.
And that's
that's not their idea of providing. They want to be able to, like, go on lavish vacations, retire early. So it's like you reaching for you can't say the percentage doesn't exist. Like, the top 25% of male earners just exists. If you want to make that your primary metric for how you gauge what type of relationship you want to be in, that's perfectly fine. But if you want an ambitious hustler, that's perfectly fine. Just because someone's ambitious and a hustler, though, doesn't necessarily mean they have money.
What I'm trying to say is that a guy who is going to, like, going back to what you bring to the table, this question, that question is not being asked by, like, these top earner men. This question is not being asked by, like men who already have, like, a really good, like, mindset.
She said mindset. You understand that?
Yeah, I know.
You accepted defeat right now when you said, okay, it's 50K and that's it. You know, like, that's the mindset that you have. Other people who adapt and evolve, they don't have that mindset.
First of all, whoever fucking screen recording this shit, nigga, turn your hinge off, nigga. Hey.
Oh, was that popping?
Yeah, it's a hinge popping at the top.
I think it was B-Soul, wasn't it?
No.
Oh,
It's
was it
somebody
Caleb?
else. No, this is somebody completely else.
Oh, someone else recorded this for us?
Yeah, someone else recorded
Hey,
it.
W, man, damn.
But also, it's so odd to me that if that's the case, if that's truly the case, if you believe that only high-earning men, they don't ask this question about what you bring to the table, they don't anticipate 50-50, then why don't you just date them? Why are you dating men that already don't apply to what you're looking for? Why waste your time? You know why? A, because they're hard to find, and B, more than likely, those niggas don't want you. Those are the two reasons. So while you sit there and you're wasting time trying to force the average man to do something else that he is literally incapable of doing, just go date those niggas. Truth is, those niggas come with a set of standards and expectations that you do not meet. That's the reason why y'all make rooms like this. But if it's that easy and you do believe that, why the f are you complaining then?
I grew up on crackers and ketchup packets, and I saw the men in my family hustle until they got to the top 10%.
I get what
and
you're saying.
I'm living that life, you know?
I
And they
understand.
didn't let any of the women in our family touch anything from outside.
I understand what you're saying, and let's be clear. If you are rating this based off of finances, I'm also in whatever percentage you're referencing.
You just low key place on it like that.
Let's be clear. I don't know what you're saying, but every man can't do that.
No, you're already defeated, Lo.
Already defeated.
Stop asking me what I bring to the table video literally right before I started this room. And I couldn't even watch the whole thing because you're damn near invalidating what the women are saying on that podcast of the men that are asking them the questions. So why do you guys, I want to know, why do you men do that when you're on podcasts? You're reviewing a podcast about 3 men asking 3 black women what they bring to the table or why they getting mad about the question. And then you're just invalid. invalidating. You're just going after the woman and never really the men.
We go after men plenty of times on this channel.
Wait, I'm happy you said that because she kept framing it as if like we never critique men on this channel at all. We critique men all the time, and every video that we make on this channel is not exclusively about relationships. The reality is, I'm gonna let you finish, but the reality is that the reason why those videos keep popping up on your feed is because that's the shit that you are looking for. That's the reality. Everybody keeps blaming social media and all these other people for what they keep consuming, but you keep looking for those things. If I go on YouTube and all I watch is cooking videos for the next week or so, then for the following week, is nothing gonna be cooking videos on my feed. So you deciding to keep watching those videos, you can't then get upset when it pops up and that's the only thing you see. But we make all type of content on this channel. So that the fact that that's what you keep gravitating to is your decision and your choice.
I also don't like you saying that we're invalidating someone's experience by just disagreeing with them. I don't think you're right. And my point of view is different from your point of view. It's not an invalidation of your point of view. It's just my beliefs and your beliefs aren't in line with one another. And that's perfectly fine.
All of those responsibilities should be shared amongst both parties. So no, I'm not.
But we know
referring
that's
to,
not going to happen. You guys don't. Do
I
that.
I disagree. I can
You're
only
gonna
speak of
clean
my
up after
personal experience.
the baby, and you're gonna raise the baby and take it to daycare and shit. All that shit. No, you're not. Come on.
Well,